Lord, damn, baby, what is it doing, baby? No, damn, baby. What is it? Damn, no, damn. Oh, shit, damn.
I'm gonna go off on a rant. I'm gonna go off. I know it and I can't stop it. It's a disorganized jumbo mess of a rant and I'm gonna do it. Why are you doing this, Academy? Yes, the best way to measure the best films of the year, or even the audience favorites, is using one of the most toxic apps populated with insane fandoms. I should know, cause I am in one. Stan Chung-Cook, congratulations in advance to the Cinderella movie for winning a Twitter Oscar. I tried my best to sound genuine, but that sentence, it just doesn't work. Is this what you want, Academy?
Let's get loud.
Oh, wow.
I love the Oscars. I actually really do. I seriously love the Oscars, despite disappointing winners and nominees throughout the years.
And the Oscar goes to Crash.
I have always loved watching the Oscars. I have watched the show since childhood, despite the awful hours it plays in my country, from midnight to 5 AM. There were days I would legit finish the Oscars and then go to class without sleeping, still excited from the show. Sometimes I wouldn't study for exams because I wanted to watch the Oscars instead. I have no excuse for the other days I didn't study though. I love it so much, which is why it's so hard to see these insane and incomprehensible decisions the Academy or ABC keep making. For those who don't know, this is the reason for my distress regarding the 2022 Academy Awards. I ain't reading all that. Alright, to sum it up, their latest decision after the dumbass idea to add an award for favorite audience film through Twitter voting is to award several categories off-air. Something completely disrespectful to every single person and film nominated. Sorry, we need to save time to give an Oscar to fucking Cinderella!
Let's get loud.
Oh, wow.
Yes, all these other relevant categories to cinema can piss off! We gotta give an Oscar to a Twitter winner! Ah, kinema. It's even more shameful considering some of these nominees aren't celebrities or millionaires. Like the creators of short films, who are the best example of doing it out of passion for the craft. Cause trust me, their salary is like the running time of their films. Short. The exclusion of categories like sound, original score, and film editing are baffling. It's incredibly disrespectful to the artists involved in these important pieces of filmmaking. There's always an opportunity to educate the public about the importance of every single category in the production of a film. You wanna take those awards off the air? Alright, only fair if you also eliminate sound, editing, and music from the telecast. How's that? Alright, this is the exception. I don't understand why they keep doing this. I mean, I understand it's not a secret that viewership has rapidly fallen down throughout the years for the Academy Awards. They're not the only award show suffering from fallen ratings though. It's a general effect that is happening to every award show for several reasons. And trust me, it's not because of the actual categories or awards given in the show. Why do I sound like Seinfeld here? What's the deal with the Academy Awards? This incessant need from the Oscars to appeal to a larger crowd that has no interest in cinema whatsoever is just completely ridiculous. Why try to appeal to a crowd that just doesn't care about watching the show at all? There's been several years with gigantic blockbusters nominated that still fell down in viewership. Several hosts that appealed to general demographics with similar negative results. You are chasing an impossible scenario because people who don't care about the Oscars won't watch the Oscars. Simple logic.
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
A trillion is more than a billion, numbnuts.
All right, zip it.
Stop pandering to a non-existing audience and start pandering to film nerds. They are the ones watching. If anything, I want more categories. It's time to recognize stunts in cinema, voice acting, casting, honorary awards. Televise all of this. Hire hosts and presenters that are passionate about cinema and actually do care for what they're doing. There is still time to give Toni Collette an Oscar for Hereditary.
I am your mother.
This cavalcade of bizarre decisions keep undermining an award show that's already questionable at best because of its deeply upsetting origins as a means to prevent unions, the politics surrounding nominations and winners based on advertising and capital instead of quality, and the idea of a piece of art being valued over another, which is illogical because the quality of art cannot be measured through competition. The best film will always be relative to an individual, and deciding on the best picture of the year will always be impossible because the only true test of quality is time, which can't be measured at the end of the year. Having said this, the film Battle Royale is fun! It's the closest that film geeks will ever feel like winning the Super Bowl, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not a sports fan, you nerds! Nerd! Parasite's win felt like being at a sporting event. It's legit something that I deeply love and await excitedly every single year, researching possible nominees and hoping for some personal favorites to make it on the list. Whenever people say the Oscars don't matter, I feel confused. As someone who has always adored Bong Joon-ho as a filmmaker, Parasite's year is still one of the best moments I have ever experienced. It was seriously a magical and unexpected night for many like me who were passionately rooting for their favorite film to win. And I assume also a magical night for, Bong Joon-ho and the entire cast and crew of Parasite. But more special for me and others who love the movie. Through several months before and after this night, I witnessed the Oscars' impact. When Parasite first came to theaters in my country, I watched it on a Friday night in a nearly empty cinema. After 2 weeks, it was gone. Once it was nominated for several Oscars, it came back to theaters in my country, and I watched it again in a nearly full cinema. Once it actually won several Oscars, I watched it again, in sold-out sessions. This is the reason why I have always maintained the Oscars' importance. For a wider audience, they're a symbolic representation of acclaim and high art. They represent cinema. It's the reason certain studios even bother financing these filmmakers' stories despite their low box office. It's put a country's cinema and their filmmakers on the worldwide map. It has opened audiences to a new kind of filmmaking outside the mainstream, clearing a path for these directors to experience a visible future, a recognition that secures the creator's life in cinema and the possible financing of their next projects. Yeah, get that bag, Barry! In an age where studios are addressing art as content, the Oscars have a responsibility to remind audiences of the importance of cinema as an emotional artistic experience. This is the reason why I have always loved the Oscars. As a child, they helped me seek out different films that I would otherwise have known nothing about. They even helped me discover some of my favorite stories. As of the last days, it's been clear what drove the Academy to follow this confusing path. According to an anonymous governor, ABC pretty much threatened to cancel the Oscars if the Academy chose to not comply with their decisions, including the removal of 12 categories from the show. It's unfortunate that this is even possible, and while losing the Oscars to ABC would have been a huge blow, it's even more infuriating to see the Academy follow through with an option that undermines their entire existence. ABC and the Academy need to realize that if they want viewership, they should stop looking at their show as a problem. Lean into what makes it special for the people that truly enjoy it and accommodate to their audience's viewing habits. Because they are pandering to a non-existing audience. And at this point, might as well leave ABC for another. Drop that ass, cause they don't care about you, Oscar. Unfortunately, it's not the first time something like this happens, and it won't be the last. However, this year there's a larger disappointment in the fact that they have made it quite clear there is no going back on this decision. They stopped listening. And that's the saddest part of it all. Despite their flaws, the Oscars do matter. They are important. They bring commercial attention to these stories, to these talented creators, and build an open road for more creative forces in cinema. In the business of making art, attention is the biggest currency. You have a worldwide audience. You have the eyes you need. Why blind them?